Good morning, everybody. This is our astrology weather forecast for June 21st, 2025. Happy half year. There's not a ton going on today, and the aspects are pretty darn favorable. Moon is in Taurus. Mercury is in good aspect to the north and the south node and parallel to Jupiter. Nice. Good aspects between Mercury and Jupiter can be fabulous. The difficult aspects can absolutely push the bullshit, but we have more conduits to clarity when we have the good alignments between Mercury and Jupiter. Our arguments might actually make sense, and we may be referencing the right sources or sources that are in alignment with what it is that we're trying to gather information about, or the kind of conclusions or clarity that we're trying to come to. Mercury Jupiter stuff, the good aspects can make us smarter. Absolutely. It's easier to cut through the crap, and that is enhanced by Mercury being in a good alignment to the north and the south node. Um, This brings a sword of truth that can help us cut through crap and align with our purpose. What is that dharmic path that leads us to a better experience? That's the north node. The south node is where we've always gone. It's what we tend to do without thinking. It's our comfort zone, and it's fine a lot of times to spin in your comfort zone, and sometimes it's not, when it keeps you from going into growth. It keeps you from going into the unknown. We got some good gumption today that can have us cut ties with what has been coming across one way, or we've been believing it one way. But when we really look at it factually, when you really study it, when you really look at it in itself, outside of what you want it to be or what you want to believe or what it is that we want to be true, when you really study that person, that thing, that event, that belief, that relationship, that opportunity, that leader, when you really look at them in themselves, outside of you or what you want to be or what you want them to be, it becomes very, very apparent what they're really saying. Who are they actually? What is it actually? We put the microscope, Mercury, the mercurial microscope, on what has been telling us, or who has been telling us, or leading us, or trying to convince us. It just makes it so easy to see, oh, that's what that particular virus looks like, that particular malady, that particular form. Yeah, okay. And we can just pluck it out. It's like we just take some tweezers, put it right down to that focal point of the microscope, pinch it, and pluck it out. The seductive forces in our life. Who has shown up and, tried to feed us a good line? Who's shown up in our life, tried to seduce us with their words, their actions in the moment? But when you really look at what it is, you look at the history, you look at the form, you read between the lines. Nah, I'm calling bullshit on you, bitch. It's a lot of bullshit that gets called today. This is the flip. This is the flip this energetic flip that many people have been talking about for months. And there's this exactly, Livy. There is this clear sight, this pinpoint. Do you ever notice that when you look around, it's only what you look at directly that's totally clear. Everything else right outside the immediate little circle of vision is blurry. Everything in the periphery. Today, with this parallel between Mercury and Jupiter, and Mercury being in such good aspect to the north and the south node, it's like the whole field of vision opens up. What was obscured, and we're able to see this more objective, bigger picture. Our scope of understanding, like, woo, just expands. And it can be a particular piece of information, a particular picture, a particular conversation. It's like the jigsaw piece, the piece of the puzzle that you'd been searching for. You'd been looking for it everywhere. We were looking for it under the table. We were looking for it under the couch. It was that last piece that we had to find in order to complete that puzzle. And we'd been really obsessed with looking at it because we're like, I got to get it in there. I can't stop thinking about it until I find that little piece, that notch, that last something. But we find it and we're able to bring closure. We're able to put that little piece into the puzzle and it completes the picture. Those who have been a seductive, returning force are seen for who they are. It's like it's like that clarity that you come to that just makes it easy to close a door. You don't do it passionately. You don't do it with force. You don't do it with hatred. You're just neutral about it because you don't care about it anymore. It doesn't trigger you anymore. That's the factual clarity that we come to today. When you just see it plainly, unadorned, it's not seductive anymore. It's just not really attractive. It's not attractive. It doesn't hold anything special. So what we thought was special or what we thought was, what was shiny, we realize today all that glitters is not gold. And if it glitters too much and it just keeps catching your eye, it's not gold. It's just seductive. So we cut people out of our lives, situations, conditions, mm, trends, leaders, and we just pull the curtain back. And it's just very plain to see that it, they were appearing to be something they weren't. They were putting on a good show, real good show. And it may have been a show that kept you coming back. But once you pull the curtain back, it will never, never hold that same fascination because you see the mechanism behind the screen. Mercury is the mechanism. And then you just see the plain mechanics of it. It's like when you're at a concert and it ends and the music ends, now the lights come up, you're back to reality. It's that instant. So this is the energetic flip that marks the 6-month point. I will come in and talk today at 12 noon. Pacific time. I'll be live here on YouTube. I'll take some questions and I might expand on this a little bit. It's a good day to be able to reclaim your nervous system, reclaim your mind, and get yourself on the trajectory of your aligned purpose. So it's a good day. Good aspects overall. Moon in Taurus is a comforting undertone, has us wanting to linger so we don't get the rush that we can get with the aspects between Mercury and Jupiter. It does have us considering when to sit with something, which also contributes to us having a better outcome when it comes to understanding what something is. So we do look before we leap. We really, really do look today. And we may leap off the cliff of what we thought was the best ideas. We just abandon them. And it can be very, very rapid. Have a good one.